Right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. Thank you to Coldest Pillow for trying to confuse me and thinking I've got things wrong. We are here an hour earlier. The match that we're here to cover is a one-loss side match in the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships between LS3 and Bedhead, and it does go ahead at 8 o'clock British Summer Time. We're here to catch something of Friday Night 9-Ball. Now, the last time I checked, there was only 8 players in it, so it's getting smaller and smaller now every week. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's still 8 open seats, so it's only half full. So what the plan was to cover certainly one match, maybe part of another one, leading up to the start of the LS3 Bedhead match. Larry's in Friday Night 9-Ball, and Larry is the player lying in wait for the winner of this match tonight. Spectre Dawn's in, Mooncake's in, but we need a lot more in. But the problem is we've only got 2 minutes to go, so that ain't going to happen. But the weather up here today has been beautiful. About 68 degrees, early summer weather we've got here. It's not going to last long. It's to break down over the weekend. We might have another good day tomorrow, and then rain on Sunday. That's just the way I like it. Nothing too hot, and just pleasant weather. So, the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships is going to be coming to a close fairly soon. And looking at that schedule, one thing to mention that I noticed earlier on that I don't think was on the schedule last night when we finished the stream yesterday, the match we were doing. If we look at this schedule, we've got the match tonight. We've got MC, Clarkey and Acero have arranged the match now. They've arranged it for Sunday at 1 PM in the afternoon, my time. And obviously there's a big time zone difference between the UK and where Acero is. Somewhere over in Japan, we assume. There is an 8-hour time difference. But my problem is that on Sunday I will be working up until 12:30. It'll take me at least half an hour to get home, and that match will have started. So if I do get to stream any of it, it won't be from the start. And then the other big match, of course, is the match between Cobra and Spectre Dawn, which goes ahead Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, and there's no problem with that one. I'll be there for that. Right, so that tournament this year is a 3-ball one that's running. Friday Night 9-Ball brackets are just about to go up, and I think we've had our lot as far as sign-ups go for that, so it's going to be over quick, and it may well be over by the time the match with LS3 and Bedhead is done, so it will. Why am I back in here? That's not what I wanted. No, I didn't want to go back in there. That's where I wanted to go. Right, so the event is now active, and the rooms are up, and the match we're going to get and watch will be Larry and Mooncake, so we'll jump in there. Stub, do you know I've got the power on here on my phone to book you for 24 hours? I just thought I'd mention that. Right, so Larry's in, and all I need to do is just to highlight whoever it is in the chat, put user in timeout, and I can time you out for 24 hours at least, so I can. Well, And you'll not be coming into the room to annoy these people later on either. We'll get you dealt with in there. Just giving you prior notice. Right, so Mooncake might not show, says Larry. Now, Larry might have a point. I never even noticed if he was in the lobby. Because Mooncake does have a habit of signing up for this and somehow not showing. Yeah, he's nowhere to be seen in the lobby. No, Stub doesn't stream. Not that I'm aware of. And you think of what it is he'd be streaming. No, he's definitely not here. So Larry's just going to sit here until this time's out. In fact, here he is. He's arrived. He's online, and he should be coming in, and we should have a match. Thank goodness. Right, here we go. Race to 7 on the winner's side in Friday Night 9-Ball. It's winner breaks, and unlike the Virtual 9-Ball World Championship that we're here to see later on, jump queues are in this tournament. So Mooncake won the lag. Something's gone. 7 balls gone. Looks as if he's got the angle to stun this in and hold back for the 2, which he's done. And now he's got to hold the cue ball to play the 3-9 combo, unless he wants to get really elaborate and run around the table and try and get top side of the 3. Well, that ain't getting there. That's pretty poor. All that room to run the cue ball onto that long rail on the left hand side, he never got there. Mind you, he had a good go at the bank of the 3 and the cue ball running onto the 9. Cue ball still spinning. Yeah, he does like racing games. Yeah, but the thing is, he likes racing games that are like 20 years old. And tries to get other people to install dodgy software so that he can race them and beat them. By the way, what's up with your PC, Coldest Pillow? Welcome to Semi-Pro. So Larry, against the break, pushes it off Mooncake to get the first rack on the board. Welcome to Mark. All your games keep crashing. That sounds a bit weird. All your games keep crashing. You need to be a bit more elaborate than that. What? Every game that you load to just crash? That's I've never heard of that happening. I've never heard of that. Sounds really weird. Well, I've had one graphics card. Remember, I had a PC that it was one of the first PCs that had twin graphics cards on it, and I vowed I'd never do that again. And one of the graphic cards fried on it, and you know when the graphics card's going. I'll tell you that it's more than obvious when it's going. Well, this PC I've got, it's got to be 7 years old now. In fact, it may well be longer. It may well be older than that. I've just completely lost track of time. It might well be older than that. Here's I Just Player Little coming into the room so that they can fall asleep and the room will still be up once this match is finished. Well, Coldest Pillow, why not just do something completely out the box and run Malware Bytes and just see what it discovers? That'll take you all of 5 minutes to download and get it running. And let it discover what it's got. So 2-0 to Larry. Welcome to WizKid. Now I wonder if Larry can actually get enough of that one ball. Yes, you can. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I've got something running in the background here. I've got something doing an update at the moment. Right. Well, this looks good enough to be 3-0 for Larry. As long as he gets half decent on the 6th ball, I can't see why he won't be. Well, commentators curse. No sooner have I said that than Larry finds a way to miss. I think he was putting spin in the cue ball to avoid running into the 7. He may well be doing that, which makes the miss look a lot worse than it probably was. No, Cobra, it wasn't Coldest Pillow. Now, you should know now not to listen to Stubb to give you his side of any sort of story. You don't take anything from Stubb for his side of a story. Stubb, here's the independent auditors reviewing what happened. Stubb pissed about and wouldn't agree to a time and wouldn't do it sooner rather than later. So he pissed about. He was warned about it, and he got forfeited. That's what happened. That's what happens. Stubb thought he could get away with messing people about, and he paid the price for it. Welcome to Miasma. Just make sure that that Stubb's muted for the LS3 Bedhead match. A good 2 hours will do, because he's already sent prior notice that he's going to go in and disturb the room, so we can have him dealt with prior to that starting at 8 o'clock, the top of the hour. There, that's you dealt with, Stubb. You're gonna have to stay the stream. Right, so Larry 3-0 up. What the hell happened with Mooncake when Larry missed there? Mooncake still couldn't get himself out. He's too busy looking at the chat. Well, I don't know whether it's going to be worth Mooncake's time actually showing up here, because he ain't showed up to play so far. So 4-0 to Larry. Well, this is getting a bit unusual for Larry to be 4-0 up. He's usually 4-0 behind. And then he starts to wake up when he realises you have to start playing. Four balls gone. Should be able to come out and bump out behind the 3 with this. He just needs to pop this in though. Now where's he going? Back the way. That'll work. He'll be looking down on the 3 ball. Nothing to do with the cue ball to get on that 5. That's handy. But in fact, where the 3 ball is now, he just wants to come back a tad off that 3 ball, and then he'll have a nice angle to drop out for the 6. But he doesn't want to leave the 6 ball short. Now, when I say short, he doesn't want to leave it here. He doesn't want to leave it like that. You know, see, now he's got more work to do. See, if he had it like that, it'd be a lot simpler. He could probably have dropped through for the 7 into the side. So now he's having to try and hold the cue ball, and he's done it pretty well. Although he's got one of these cuts, hasn't he? And that'll do it. Well, Mooncake, it's time to wake up. We need some signs of life here, Mooncake. Now I think this is dry. It's dry, but it's not great in terms of being an easy opportunity to get out, I'm afraid. Needs to spin. And well, it's easy to kick this 1 ball. Just got to watch the cue ball coming off the 1. Well, that'll do. Or will it? It's just bumped to 8. Yeah, he's got the cover, but again, not difficult to hit. Oh dear. Well, that probably could have ended up any worse. 1 ball just comes in past the 6. You've got to admit, Stubb, this is the earliest you've ever been out one of these 9-ball championship tournaments. It's definitely in all the years I can remember. This has gone down as a record. That shows you how far downhill you've really got when you're out with all the numpties at the early stages of the tournament. Earliest by choice. I don't kid yourself. You went out with all the also-rans, all the ones making up the numbers. That's where you went. Yeah, he's way out of his depth now, Stubb. The only problem with that is Stubb hasn't twigged that yet. He hasn't realised that. It's going to take a long time for that to penetrate his thick skull until he finally comes round and agrees with the situation that he doesn't make the grade, I'm afraid. Right, Mooncake. 3 more balls to get here, because of course the other thing I never mentioned is this is a scratch match. Friday Night 9-ball is a handicap tournament, which of course the Virtual 9-ball World Championship isn't. And no handicap in this particular match. And Mooncake finally gets a score on the board. It's a long haul though. Well, Jimmy White got panned by the Brazilian guy, what's his name, Igor Figueiredo, or whatever his name is. He beat him 3-0 this afternoon, so Jimmy White, the defending seniors World Snooker Championship, has gone home. And that now opens the door for Ken Doherty to try and win it, which would be a unique thing because Ken Doherty won the World Amateur Snooker Championships many years ago, and then he went on to win the Professional World Championships, and if he can win the Senior World Championships, that would be a unique accomplishment. Welcome to Bill. Well, I wouldn't disagree with you, Bill. I mean, because LS3 is well capable of doing that. I think we would all agree that it's just that she needs to be right out the starting blocks. She needs to be on it right from the start. Because if she messes about and making mistakes early on, that's not going to help her cause. She needs to be right on it from the gun, from the get-go, as you guys say. But she's most certainly, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me if she got that result. Well, I think there's quite a few you see, the thing is I found out the problem the problem I didn't like from Steam. I've got it on Steam as well as having it from the website. But the problem is that in order to fund your V-dollars, you must use your Steam wallet. You can't use a credit card on the website. I'll tell you, you can't use PayPal, which is what I use. And if you want to top up from Steam, you must put funds into your Steam wallet and do it that way. LS3 and Bedhead go at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. Well, Larry's on the hill, and this match is over, provided he get clean out off that 3 and a decent enough shot in the 4. Oh dear, commentators curse again. Well, Mooncake, Larry's been extremely generous here. Missed a sitter in the 3 ball. And that's not going to do your cause much good. Okay, the 4 ball does cut. But you don't want to having to dig stuff like this out when you're desperate. Does it save the settings? Does what save the settings? Well, everything will be saved on Steam if you add a credit card to Steam, and then you can add funds to your account. Oh dear, well, I was going to say there's another opportunity for Mooncake. I think if you go that way, you need to just chip the eye, and that's the difficulty with going the left side. Going the left side there wasn't much of that 4 ball showing, and he's tried to thin it and went right around the angles, and that may well be the last shot this time. Your VP4, well, don't worry about that, Coldest Pillow. Before you actually, if you decide you want to have VP4 in Steam, all you do is just take a photo on your phone of your settings, like I did, and in that way you don't have to remember what your settings are. You just take a picture of it, and then you can look at it. all the settings you want to keep in mind, you just take photographs of them and then have a look at them and you're setting up again. Well, there you go. That was worth a watch, that match, wasn't it? Mooncake never got out of bed. Larry comfortably 7 racks to 1. And, well, how long did that last? Barely 20 minutes it lasted. And that'll be, I just play a little, probably stuck in the room. Let's have a look. There we go. I told you, that one there, that's what he does. He goes into rooms and then he sits there and falls asleep or does something, and then the room just sits there hanging the rest of the day. I mean, it's not the first time I've went into a room and fallen asleep, I'll grant you that. Oh, but he's finally woke up. Right, so, let's see how Miasma's doing with this big handicap against Spectre Dawn. The answer to that is not very good. Spectre Dawn on the hill, Miasma getting 7 and out, and this is looking very much over. If you move to the app, what app are you talking about, Coldest Pillow? What app's he talking about? I haven't a clue what he's talking about now. Right, so Spectre Dawn looking very comfortable as usual. And like I say, this Friday night 9-ball tournament is going to be well over, I think, before the LS3 Bedhead matches is finished. So there's 2 results in. Let's have a quick look at the bracket. Just 8 players in, so it is going to be very quick. Brocky, and let's go in and watch this. This Brocky guy's getting 6 and out, and they're 3 apiece. I don't think I've ever seen this Brocky guy. Where is he from? Oh, Canada. He's from Canada. DJ Redo from Germany. Well, Brocky, with a rating of 1488, I don't think has played very much 9-ball. Let me just put it that way. But he's going to have a chance here to get the lead. And all he has to do is just pot the 6. So that couldn't be any easier. I was watching. Mark, are you there? No, he isn't. He's probably fallen asleep or he's playing in a tournament or something. Right, I was watching. Remember Steve Irwin? You know, the Aussie guy with the zoo in Australia and the alligator man. Remember him? I always wondered, like, how easy is it to get hit by the sting of a ray, right? I was always trying to visualize how it would happen. And earlier this afternoon, I switched over to ITV4. You know that Jeremy Wade that does the fishing, him with the grey hair? He was on, and he was in Colombia. And of course, he was investigating the death of a bride or a bride-to-be, where they were paddling about the river, and nobody was really sure what happened, but they found her dead and drowned, or at least they thought she'd drowned. There was no visual signs of anything untoward, other than she had a puncture wound on her ankle, right? And so Jeremy Wade thought, well, it's not one of these fish, it's not one of those fish. It could only be a ray that's done it. And this is in Colombia, but it's like 2,000 miles up the Amazon. You know, the Amazon covers a few countries in South America. And so he started fishing for these rays. And he caught one, right? He caught one, but it was only like, it was, how would you describe it? It was like maybe 2.5 foot across from wing to wing. So it wasn't huge. It wasn't huge. But I'll tell you something, that certainly opened my eyes as to how lethal these things are, because he had the leg of a pig, right? He caught this ray at night, and he had it landed on the shore of the river, and the ray was lying flat on the ground, and he brought this pig's leg over and put the pig's leg, he just held it with his hand, and he put the pig's leg on top of the ray, and the next thing you know, the bloody ray's tail just flicks up, and like a dart, straight into the pig's leg. I didn't know that rays could whip their tails like that. And this thing, I mean, it did it a couple of times, and the second time it did it, it actually stuck. It stuck in the pig's leg, and he had to pull it out. So you can see how Steve Irwin was a bit of a mug and messing about with those things. Well, fair enough. He could have got all the years he messed about with crocs. He could have got his head chewed off or his arm. But I'll tell you something. That was a small one. He said, I don't understand how this could have drowned her. If it had just stung her in the leg, it wouldn't have had the strength. Even if the sting had stuck in her foot, it wouldn't have the strength to pull her down. So he of course, naturally goes out and catches a bigger one. He catches, and he's out in a wee bloody, canoe. And again, it's at night, and he catches this thing half the size of a bus. And it snaps his rod, and he's hanging on to it and hanging on to this thing, just using the bloody line that was in it. And this thing was bloody huge. I mean, it wasn't even getting out the water, this thing. And something that size could easily pull you under. Oh no, that's one thing you don't want to mess with. There's that 3 pattern. Another classic quote from Numpty. What classic quote's that? He gets stung by a stingray. Yeah. I think they were actually filming it. They were filming it at the time when he gets stung, but the footage has never been. The footage was never aired. They probably destroyed it or something. But he was making the program at the time, and the bloody thing got him. But there you go. That's the risk you take. If you're going to put yourself into that sort of situation, be prepared for the consequences that can happen. Now, it was either a croc was going to rip his head off, and then when he least expects it, the bloody ray got him. And I'll tell you that they move fast when they want to. They ray things, and that opened my eyes this afternoon. I can well understand why he ended up getting killed. Right, so Brocky has a 5 racks to 3 lead. There's a fair bit of banging going on there when I've been talking, because I haven't really been looking. So DJ Redo, ball in hand for a 3-9. Looks fairly simple. So we are half an hour away, or 29 minutes to be precise, from the LS3 Bedhead match. 3 ball has gone in, and 9 ball's probably gone in as well, has it? Oh no, the 9 ball's over on the left hand side. It's in amongst those other balls, so there's a proper mess here, and a good opportunity for DJ Redo to put Brocky in a pile of trouble in a minute. Now, what's Mbappe announced? I've just did a a pop-up telling me that Mbappe's announced something. What's he announced? That he's leaving PSG, but I think we already knew that, did we not? Kylian Mbappe announces Paris Saint-Germain departure. Well, we already knew that. Officially announced that he will leave Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season. Where's he going? Bloody Barcelona, or what do you call them? Juventus or Real Madrid? Or one of them three. The French striker has long been linked with an exit from League One side with Real Madrid as his expected destination. Well, he'll be getting paid bloody millions there, and he'll probably be sold to them for like 150 million euros or something stupid like that. There's no football that walks this earth is worth that amount of money. I don't care who they are. Not one single footballer from the past or present is ever worth that amount of money. Football just got to stupid situations now. It's just crazy. It rejected Celtic. Aye. That's one place you'll never be going. Yeah, I could well believe that, Echo, because if he was paddling about in the water just with his chest below the water, and he suddenly comes, I mean, I presume he was messing with the thing at the time. I presume he was well aware there was a ray there. I don't know that part of the story. Maybe that's what he was actually doing, that he was messing about with the rays. But if you're sort of down in the water with your chest down, sort of just with your head out the water and you're paddling about and feeling down in your hunkers, down in your knees, you know, that can very likely happen. And that just shows you the force that those animals have got. You know, you get that is it. I mean, death sentence right off the bat. Well, 5 apiece. 7 ball certainly can be well got at. There's no problem with that. It'll drop into the side. But Brocky, I think with a rating of 1488, let's be diplomatic and say that Brocky's gone through the learning process here. No semblance of any notion to control the cue ball, and could well be 8 years old for all we know. Oh, Sergeant Numpty's blessed us with all sorts of stupid comments. There's another one. Imagine each ball is filled with a delicious sorbet. Well, I think this guy is smoking something seriously good. He really must be. Well, another ball in hand combo. It starts me thinking as to how bad DG Reado's been in this match to have lost 5 racks. Even though he is given 6 and out. I think I'd be having an inquest after this. Right, so push out. You know, just push up past the 9 ball and leave the edge of the 1 showing. And we'll see that Brocky's probably just going to give this a smack. OD'd on Kelly Pie. Who has? How come Kelly Pies have come into the conversation? I haven't had a Kelly Pie for quite a while, as a matter of fact, now that you mention it. In fact, when I get home tomorrow, because I'm on a short shift tomorrow, I might just drive straight down into the town and get one. Or 2. Yeah, see, Brocky's got this idea of making things look cute by doing things with the cue ball that he's learned to do, and no idea of just potting something soft to leave himself on the 5. Of course, now that it's at the 6 and out stage pretty much, once DJ Rudu pots this 5 ball, this is probably why Brocky's been ended up getting racks on the board, because DJ Rudu can't get the job done properly. He's been messing things up, and all that Brocky's having to do is come to the table and pot 1 ball to win a rack each time. Is that just sitting on the point? No, it's not. It's fine. So just a little chip and out. Well, the idea was to get out into the middle of the table, not as square as this. And there's the result through. Bankster winning 7-5 against Stefan. DJ keeps the cue ball on the table. And it should be game over. So he goes through. Brocky moves over to the 1 loss side. We must be about done. We must be about done now. So Larry and Spectre Dawn have got underway. We'll move into that one. Spectre Dawn's already got a lead. 3 racks to 1. No handicap in this match. And Larry at the table with, well, is he going to try and get into that little gap there between the 9 and the 3? Can't believe he's going to try and get below it to play a 3-9 combo. And that's well done. So we'll give him the 3, and if he's going to just drop through that angle that he's got, if he's just going to drop through, this might go awkward here. He might stun this to try and spin. Well, I thought he might have tried to stun it, but he's used to spinning it around. But here's the problem. He's got an angle. I don't know whether he wants to. See, the problem is he can't really get the 5 to pot it up the table. So you'd really want to get out here, but there's not enough room to really get to that 5 comfortably. And the angle he's got, he can try and drop up above it like that, and that's pretty well done. The only thing is, you want to go forward to just leave the cut on the 6 ball, but going forward you're catching the 9. It looks as if he's holding off this at the moment. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Yeah, see, he's caught the 9, but he's still okay, but it's a bedhead cut. 6 is well off the rail, and he's bound to be on the 7. That needs to slow up. It needs to slow up or keep going, one of the two. So now he's in no man's land again. But he really only has to worry about the pot. Even if he catches the 9, he's still coming out into the table for the 8. He's missed that. So Larry staying in touch. Looking for the follow-up as usual, but no sign of anything happening here. The break is dry. No, there's nothing tomorrow. There's the one on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock British summer time, and then there's a big one on Sunday night. There's going to be less matches anyway. What was the other one? Aye, the one early on in the afternoon is the one with Matt and Acero, I think it is. Well, I think if Larry goes up the way and around and comes into the table, he's going to leave a bank in the one if he's going to do that. So he might just, I mean, he could try and just use the 8 ball, but he doesn't want to come around into the table. Well, I'll be finished early tomorrow. I'll be home, get fed and watered, and ready for the Old Firm game at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. That could be the league decider tomorrow. Well, Larry, that was not exactly a very good choice of shot there, was it? Maybe my idea was better because because the cue ball didn't have as far to travel, and he could have used the 8 ball. But of course, with jump cues been available, had Larry not got that cue ball tight to any ball, Spectrodon would have most probably jumped it anyway and comboed it onto the 4. And now, having mentioned that, he might get a good chance here to try his jump cue. Well, Miasma has survived. A good scalp for Miasma. And a final rack decider. He's taken out Mooncake, and Mooncake's night's been short and sweet. Spectrodon gets the jump, gets the hit on the 2, and hasn't left it easy. Take what you can get. That's not going to get there. Oh, the 4 ball's going in. There you go. How about that for a jammy bit of luck, Larry? Now, can he get onto the 3? So he's got to try and come top side of the 6. So he's going to let this. He should be letting this spin out with a bit of right, so that he can get into that gap between the 6 and the 5, just like that. But he's a bit. He's a wee bit higher, but he's fine. He should be happy with that. No, he hasn't quite gone far enough. He would have liked to have been up there, but he'll deal with it. Because he's just running away from the 6 slightly, so a little roll through. Again, does not want to go square on this 7 ball. Well, a win's a win, that's all that matters. Larry's checking this up. You see, that's what happens. Now, there was nothing to stop him just letting it run out and cutting the 9 ball a bit more. You know, he knows that. He was checking the cue ball up to bring it into the middle of the table. Now, what was wrong with spinning it around and letting it come over here and still cutting the 9? You're never really going to miss that 9 ball cutting it from there down the rail, because it's comfortably off the rail, and you should be getting these 10 out of 10 every time. And I think Larry done far too much than he actually needed to do there, and that's what made the shot more difficult. And in the end was why he missed the 8. Now you see what Spectrodon's done. You know, he's just taken his medicine. He's left himself there. And as long as he doesn't send this to the rail too soon, he'll be good. And Larry should have just taken his medicine and done something similar, and he would have already been out, and he would have been all square. And he's maybe, well, there you go. Maybe Larry was right at the end. Spectrodon made a hash of that. Well, we probably aren't going to see all of this match. We have, how far have we got? About 12 minutes or so to go. Oh, the 1 just gets knocked in by the 8. And the 2 has gone in the break. Look at this for a table, Larry. 3 balls sitting there beckoning you. 4 ball right in the middle of the table. And everything else sitting there, all just waiting to be knocked into holes. The 6 ball is the one that you just have to come back out into the table for. But once again, the stun has caught Larry out. Stunning into the pockets, and you hit the jaws, they don't go in. How many times have I said that like a broken record? But these are mistakes that you just cannot afford to be bringing to the table when you're playing Spectre Dawn. You just cannot be giving them free goes. You've got to punish them. With a table like that, that's a big fail. Well, is this the start of one of Spectre Dawn's runs to the finish line here? Right, I'm going to bring up my 5 app on the phone and have a look to see what's happening in the snooker. Where are we? Live TV. Oh, I tried to turn the volume down, I've just turned it up. Well, there's Brocky obviously decided he'd had enough of the tournament. I forgot that it's a double elimination because Stefan's had a walkover. Spectre Dawn, couple of balls, 3 balls gone, 7 balls gone. Not a full shot in the 1. Or is there? Can you get enough of that 1 to cut it? No, he certainly. Well, take it he's convinced he can see enough of it. Yes, he can. Wow. My eyes couldn't see that. I don't even know who's playing tonight. Who's playing this snooker tonight? We've got Tony Drago's playing. He's 2-0 up against somebody called Watson. I don't know who the hell that is. I've never seen him before. It'd be good to see Tony Drago winning the Seniors World Snooker Championship. Well, Larry may well have played his last shot. When he hung up that, was it the 7 ball he hung up? Spectre Dawn now in the hill. It could be all over. Oh, nothing's gone, I don't think. Nothing's gone, but not an easy starter. And this is where you've simply got to go for the pot anyway, because the table is so good that unless you played a really good safe here, Spectre Dawn's going to pot this and he's going to be out anyway. So I think Larry's really backed into a corner here. I don't think he's got much of an option, and that's a good starter. He's not going to be great in the 2, I don't think. Let's have a look. Well, it does go. He's got pretty much a full pocket. He just has to ignore the 8 ball. But look at where the 3 is. That's the problem. And that was another great shot. Now is he going to get lucky? He's going to have to dig out the jump stick. He's hanging on. Yeah, he was playing Alan McManus. And Tony Drago miscounted. And he conceded a match when I think he could still win. And the referee asked McManus, "Are you going to accept the resignation?" And of course, Alan McManus said, "Aye, of course." And then when they were going away, of course, Tony Drago started smacking himself about the head. Oh, aye. He got to number 10 in the world at one time, Tony Drago. But again, same problem for him. He was too inconsistent. He wasn't anywhere near the quality to hold that position at 10 in the rankings. So Larry survives for at least one more rack now. So we are, what, 6 minutes away. We might see the end of this match. You don't know. Well, I would imagine Larry doesn't want to be out in time so he can see all of the LS3 Bedhead match. Yeah, he made a century in just over 3 minutes and won a frame at one time. What the hell happened here? What did I miss there reading the chat? Suddenly it's 6-5. Was that a 9-ball combo or something I missed here? I wish I paid attention. It was a combo. I thought that. I was reading the chat there and I'm thinking, what the hell's happened here? Well, that's a bonus for Larry. So, Larry's got no shot but an edge in this one. Now, is he going to hammer this and try and cross it over past the 3? That Stubb would do something daft like that. I don't know that Larry would. No, he's trying to run for cover. And that was not a bad effort. Let's have a look. Well, Spectre Don's in a similar situation here. He certainly doesn't want to try and thin edge this one because he's only going to catch the 9 and leave the 1 on doing that. And he can't see enough of the 1 to punch it anywhere where he's got full control of the cue ball. So this is difficult. Well, he has caught the 9, but he's hit it hard enough so that he wasn't leaving a straight pot on. So now Larry's scratching his head. I mean, that will cut. And Larry, I think, has already decided a long time ago that he's probably going to cut it. And he's got it. How's the cue ball though? And well, he can pot this. He can certainly pot this too. He's got to watch the cue ball though. And now it's getting tougher. Now he's, I think he might be daft trying to hold off this. He might be better coming around and out. But I don't know that you want to leave this sort of in the middle of the table. Yeah, he's checking it up and going the other side. Watch the cue ball. Oh dear. Well, the only problem again is the fact that he's stuck to the jaw. So he's played it well. But of course, the 8 ball will go past that 9. So he should be coming back this side. That needs to keep going so that he's pretty much looking down the barrel. And that will do it. So we're going hill. Or are we? What the hell was that, Larry? What the hell was this, Larry? Tell you, he likes to make things hard. Oh, of course, he was always making mistakes. He was always, missing shots because he just did not give it. He never really prepared for a shot. When you think about it, he didn't have time. Well, that was, when he was on fire, he was on fire. It was great to watch when he was on a roll, but he never really got on a roll that often. Let's be honest. Right, what time is it? Well, we'll see the end of this anyway, regardless. We'll get 2 minutes to go before the main event of the evening. I'll have a quick drink. I've just started a new 5-litre bottle of water. That'll see me okay for a few days. Right, this needs to miss the bump or skim off the edge. Right, well, I think it's duck time. Again, it's tricky to duck really off this too. Yeah, I do drink from the 5-litre bottles, yep. It works out a lot cheaper than buying 2-litre bottles, which was what I used to do. Terry Griffiths won the world title in 1979. He was a qualifier. He had to qualify for the World Championships back then, and he went all the way through and won it. And he had gotten to another final as well. I can't remember who he played, but he obviously got beat in that final. And Cliff Thorburn was playing Terry Griffiths at the time when, I think it was 1982, was it, when Cliff Thorburn had that. He started off with a fluke and then he went on to make the first 147 in the World Championships. Well, there's a big mistake there from Spectre Don. So Larry has been handed it in a plate. Ball in hand for the match. Well, Larry's still got to get from the 8 ball to the 9. I mean, let's not jump the gun here. There we go, that's me getting hiccups again. Well, I think that's going to get there. It's just got there. So Larry for the match, and then we'll head out. So Spectre Don, well, he won't have to do an awful lot in the one-loss side when you think about it, because there's not many over there. But we'll leave them to it, and we'll get ourselves in. And there we go, just in time. LS3's won the lag, and she's about to break. There we go. So race to 13 on the one loss side, and no jump queues. And as I said earlier tonight, when I started the stream, for LS3 to win this match, I think she needs to get right out the blocks here, pretty sharpish. Now, what's Bedhead doing here? He's looking at the combo. No, playing the bank. Well, it's a two-way shot, isn't it? He misses the bank, and he tucks the one ball well away behind the 5 and 7. What happened with LS3? Well, what has happened with LS3? What have I missed? Baby on board. Oh, she's going to pop. Is that what it is? She's been playing hide the sausage. Oh dear me, another stub. What the hell are we going to hit? I mean, we've got one stub as it is. We're going to have another stub. There's a name I've never seen before. Zast, whatever that says. Hugh Dirty. What, hide the sausage? Uh-oh. Well, like I said, LS3 wants a good start, and she can't have a better start than this with ball in hand. I don't know that the 2 goes past the 7 though, so she's got to get the cue ball. Well, the 2 does go past the 7, but I don't think you really want to be trying to play for that. You want to get back across the 2 into the same pocket. I tell a lie, I thought that was the 1. My bad. I've made the usual mistake again, thinking the 9 ball was a 1 ball. Forget it. But anyway, if she doesn't get out here, then, you know, she really doesn't deserve to still be in the tournament. If she can't get out here, this is a big fail. Anybody who thinks they're going to go deeper into this tournament can't be wasting these opportunities. It's a no-no. And now, immediately there's a problem. So you're going to have to, I think you can jab this and just jab out and avoid the 6 ball. I think you can just punch away from this. Nope, she's caught it. And now it's just getting a bit trickier, isn't it? Suddenly it's become hard work now. And it all clinches on this. You've got to get half decent in this 6 ball. And just overcooked it. And now, because she's stuck to the rail, she can't really do a lot with the cue ball. Now she might miss the 8 ball or might catch the edge and could be ended up close to the rail. It's hard to judge 100% what's happening here. But you can't really do anything other than play the pot and let the cue ball do its thing, because you daren't risk trying to do anything when you're stuck to the rail. Right, well, she's avoided the 8. And that'll do, but again, the cue ball's it's just now, I think you've got to play this and try and hit it hard to get up top above this 8 ball. I mean, you don't want to be sort of lying here. I mean, you can still cut the 8 going that way. Well, that's probably not bad. now that I look at it. Making hard work of this, but she's almost there. So the mistake from Bedhead is going to get the deserved punishment. So this still isn't a good start. A good start for LS3 is putting this rack in the board and then backing it up with another one. That would be a good start. Nothing doing. And it's even worse. Look at the one sitting wide open, 2 into the side. And if you have the right angle in the 2, drop through for the 3 into the other side. 4 is very handy, 5 is very handy. And, well, I think the only problem here is how good you finish on the 5 to get up for the 6. And Bedhead has gone far too far on that 2 ball. So now there's a problem. He's checked it up big time. It does go past the 4. And the cue ball wants to run over towards the 7. And again, he's stuck to the rail and he doesn't dare do a great deal with the cue ball, other than maybe just let this run out and see what happens, whether he'll have anything half decent on the 4. Well, he is trying to hold off to avoid that. Oh, that's a nice shot. Bump to 8, staring down the barrel in the 4, little roll through. But got to roll through far enough for this 5. You've got to get to there. You know, at least sort of here. You know, anywhere below the donut will do, because that way you've got the angle where you can stun this in and come down that side. Or does he want to run forward? I mean, if he runs forward, he's running forward. And again, he's sticking himself to the rail. You know, if you're not on the rail, you can do a lot more with the cue ball. But there's loads of room, so you'd always expect him to have a shot in the 7. So what LS3 wanted was not a dry break, and that's exactly what she got. And Bedhead, unless he does something disastrous, will have back and level turns. Very sharpish. So 1-all. Now let's see what Bedhead's doing. Well, he's obviously going from the corner of the break box. Slight cut. And something's gone in. And the 3 balls over the side. Or, well, I say over the side, I think it's fine. Aye, that's fine. And he's sitting half decent in the 1. He might bump the 6, but he should be on the 2. And this rack is over. Oh, he managed to hold it the other side. Well, this has got to be a straight out. I mean, I can't imagine anywhere there's a problem. Now he can nip back off the 3 ball, play the 5 into the side. As long as he nips back far enough, he'll have no problem in dropping onto the 6. And that's perfect. So Bedhead, 2 in a row. But not this time. Now that, so far, you know, a good starter here for LS3. The 1 and the 2 aren't the problem. It's from the 2 to the 3 which does go. And then, of course, the problem does start. The 4 ball isn't really going anywhere there. The LS3, well, is she? Oh, I don't know that you want to do that. I think it's well, apart from the fact she's now hampered over the 3, that doesn't help. The 3 still goes, but this is suddenly become really tough. Yeah. Well, it's still awkward as well for Bedhead. I mean, the 2 does go, we can see that. And the 3 still goes, we can see that. And that's a great shot. That's exactly what he wanted to do. Get the hold in the cue ball. Let that stun angle take the cue ball to the long rail on the left. Nice pace he played it at. Now, has he got the angle for a bump here? Oh, now, well, even if he misses it on the way up, he could kick into it on the way back with the cue ball here. Oh, he's caught it, and he's opened it up. Now, the golden rule here is get the cue ball down the table. Because you ain't doing anything unless, in fact, it won't bank either, because the 7 ball's in the way, so he's got to get right down the table off this 4. It needs to keep rolling. And that's as good as he's ever going to get there. And this is tough into the side. But get this, he's on the 6. And there you go. Oh, watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. He never thought of that though. Well, there's a relief for LS3, because that's a big blunder by Bedhead there. So focused in the pot. You take it for granted you're bound to be on the 6, and I think we all would, but he just had the perfect pace to drop behind that 9. He's got the hit, and that is probably not a bad result, to be honest with you, because it at least forces LS3 to come up with something here. In fact, tell a lie, the 6 goes. So this is just dead weight. Roll it past the 7. So there will be a little sigh of relief there. Because that was very much odds on 3-1 in the lead there for Bedhead. Well, the one thing I've noticed with the cut break, if you get the cut break working and you've got, you know that there's a number of balls going to be crossing the table. On a good day, those balls crossing the table from the cut break will go into the side. But you know, there's nothing really reliable about it. because you could have a whole sequence of dry breaks from it, and then there's times when balls will just fly in. But the cue ball, the problem with that is the cue ball really run loose off it. An LS3 with the 3 ball on the break. Now, the push out was played, got the 9 ball on the spot, and she's going to be in trouble in a minute. Or at least she should be. Bedhead's taking his time over this. I'm trying to work out what he's trying to do here. Well, he wasn't trying to do that. And that's plenty of room to jump over and pot the 1. But it's going to be nowhere near good in the 2, I wouldn't imagine. Well, that's if you're brave enough to try the jump, of course. But LS3 isn't having any of it. But there is plenty of room to get over that, but good luck to you if you're trying it. Well, again, you know, you can pot the 1. It looks as if he's playing the bank though. You can cut that in, but you've got to run the cue ball to avoid hitting the 5. Yeah, well, there's no way he was playing the pot there because that's exactly where he wanted to put the cue ball. Oh, this is tricky to play, and that was well done. That was very well done. Oh, now that actually, I think that's pretty safe. That ain't going in from there. That's just going straight onto the point. Now it is Bedhead playing the crossover bank though. Yeah, that's what he certainly had a go at. And the end result's not that bad either. Yeah, it's not like the good old days in VP3 called us pillow. You'd folk fighting to get in this Sunday snooker tournament. And it would go on for like 4 and 5 hours, so it would. Oh, I'm no good at it at all because I can't see what I'm doing. No good whatsoever, no consistency, and can't pot a ball. So you're picking the wrong person to play in. And that's not a bad result as well for LS3. Now, hang on a minute here. Let's have a look at that too. This is interesting. Yeah. I mean, there was barely room to get that 2 ball past that. And Bedhead tried his best, but here is a chance. A good opportunity here for LS3. Aye, that's what I was going to say, Coldest Pillar. Get yourself out if you're doing nothing on Wednesday morning. Get yourself out of your bed and come and play some doubles cowboy with us on Wednesday. On what the hell's my days off now? Wednesday, Thursday morning. Get up about 6:30 and come online. We're usually playing doubles at that time. Well, just remember the basic principles I said. For anybody starting in cowboy, there's sort of basic rules you want to stick to. If you're thinking about follow-up shots and that sort of stuff, getting above or below the lines, that's pretty much a good rule in cowboy. It doesn't always work out like that, but for the most part it does. Where when balls are spotted, if you can keep the cue ball in the kitchen, or you can keep it above the 3 ball up the top end of the table, where the 9 ball's sitting right now is where the 3 ball sits. And if you can keep the cue ball up above the 3 and below the 1, then you're good to go for a carom. And of course, when you're playing doubles, the difference then, of course, is that you're trying to set your partner up for a follow-up shot, whether he's playing the caroms or he's playing the pots. So you've got to watch not only playing the carom, you've got to watch the pace you're playing it at, so that you're not just rolling a ball dead somewhere. And that's how, of course, you have to think when you're playing in a single game. You have to be thinking about lining yourself up for your next shot. So simply banging balls to make a carom and hitting them hard isn't any good. You have to have a plan. You have to be looking at the line that the object ball's going to go when you do hit it, to give yourself a chance of a follow-up pot. You know, what I'm really talking about is plain common sense. If you've played virtual pool for long enough, then the principles are still the same no matter what game you play. You just have to watch what you're doing. And that's a good break from Bedhead, who's now got himself back in the lead. No shot in the window unless he fancies the bank. Well, when I play cowboy doubles, quite a lot of the time I play a lot of shots that you really shouldn't. I mean, I like, as soon as I see a snippy of 3-reeler, I'm onto it. I'm a sucker for that. Set me up with a 3-rail shot or a multi-rail shot, I'm a sucker. I'll go for it. That's my downfall. Well, LS3 with a kick. What a shot there. Now can she follow it up? And this is tricky because I'm sure she's hampered with that 6 ball. This is really tricky. This is not easy in any sense of the word at all. Because you don't want the cue ball to leak away up the table. And there's not really much you can do other than just judge the pace of this pot. So easy to put unwanted spin on this if you're angling the cue tip up or the shaft up onto the cue ball. You can easily set that cue tip slightly offline and you're putting English in the cue ball and you miss the 2 ball by the country mile doing it. Well, the 2's gone in off the 4. I'm not quite sure whether she played that or not, but, you know, you'll take it. And don't hook yourself behind the 9. Commentator's eye. Oh dear. When will people listen to me? When will people listen? Don't hook yourself behind the 9. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it's going to spin out. Well, after that kick the LS3 got, table was looking good, but it's amazing how you can get yourself in trouble. And I got a great recovery shot. Okay, maybe it did go in off the other ball or off whatever ball it was it a 7 at the time? But as soon as you start getting slightly out of line, everything suddenly becomes a lot more difficult. And it's amazing how the game can go from so easy to so difficult in the space of a couple of shots. But daylight is now there. Bedhead with a 4-2 lead. And 3 ball into the side. 1 ball. Well, no shot. What is there? Well, certainly there's a nice edge to try and duck around the corner behind the 5 and 7. And that will do. Bedhead's making LS3 work here. LS3's not only got to get the hit. And again, she's kicked it in. Goodness me, that's 2 in a row. Okay, she's not great on the 2 ball. Got to watch that side pocket as well. If you stud this in, you can stud the cue ball into the side pocket. But if you just let it run forward, you might get past the side pocket, I think you might get past it. But this is, again, nothing easy at all here. I mean, it does go past the 9. You can go the other way if you want. And if you do play it that way, you might bump the 8. Well, she's going all out for the bank. And this is just going to roll up dead, I think. Yeah, dead on for the pot. Well, maybe that other pot would have been better to pot it that way and run into the 8 to try and hold for a shot in the 4. So it's beginning to, they're just showing signs of things unravelling here. Getting herself hooked behind that 9 with a great opportunity to get out. These little margins can suddenly the match is running away from you very quickly. It's not yet, but there's signs that it could be, especially if Bedhead can deal with what's left here. Steve, of course, not here tonight because he's probably tramping around the golf course. Oh dear. Well, okay, Bedhead's got lucky. It's run fairly safe. But regardless, it's an unforced error. And it's let LS3 off the hook here, but what's she going to come up with by means of a safety, or is she going all out for a cut up the rail? Nope, looking for cover, and this needs to slow up. It's going to leak out, but it hasn't leaked out far enough. Well, this already could be a pivotal rack here, because it was looking very much odds on it was going to be 5-2 to Bedhead. It still could be, obviously, but If LS3 gets a sniff, got to deal with it. And got to stay in control at the table here. I think if she stays in control, she'll have a good chance. And she might get that after this shot. Bedhead trying to come around and kiss the edge of that 5 to knock it in. So here's the reward for the safety. And immediately there's going to be a problem here if she's not good in a good angle on that 6. So she's got to get this part right. Now she's got the angle. Now the angle here would be to go forward and come down. But there's the problem. That there. And she's avoided the 9. She's off the rail and she's good on the 7. And everything should fall into place here. And that's just gone in between. It's neither here nor there, but it's got to be a cut in the side. And it's got to be cut back into the side. It's not just a cut straight across, it's cut slightly back. And she just got it. This will keep her in touch. How's the follow-up? Well, nothing doing at all. 3 balls gone. 3 balls gone. And 1 ball. Yes, of course it'll cut, but look at where you're sitting. I mean, I suppose she could have a free go at this. Oh, she's got that all wrong. That wasn't in the plan. There's no way that was in the plan. She's got that 1 ball far too thin. She could have had a free go at that one there. And the cue ball coming over this side for the 2. There was a chance that she may well still have had cover. But that definitely wasn't part of the deal, what she just played there. So she's had a lucky roll there. And, well, again, Bedhead can't complain about that shot either because he's not left anything simple here at all. That 1 ball has barely got a pocket. But in theory, the 1 ball does go past the 7, but good luck with that. That is very, very tight. And that's a brilliant shot. Now, the gentle roll through into the gap. Because the further you roll through, the closer to the rail you get. Now that's certainly more than enough angle. So if you let that run, let's look, see if we can get my lines out quick enough. If you let that run, you're coming in that direction. Not like that, like that. Something like that for the 5. Look at those lines. Pretty much on the money. That was well played. So again, with that angle that's there, just straight down past the side pocket. Oh, you don't want to land on top of the 6, LS3. Oh, that's a really, really poor shot. You have to choose the line you're going. But that was straight down the middle, right on top of the 6. And trying to nail it. Well, that's worked. That was well played. But making problems for herself with a basic mistake there, where all you have to do is just tweak the cue ball slightly, and you're going nowhere near the 6. You've got to take that risk and play the little tweak, because you know the line you don't want to take. That line up and down on top of the 6 ball is no good to you, because then you're hoping you get a good bump, and she didn't get the bump. Now, big decision to make here. The banks are open, and the cut is there. What's she going to do? You get the feeling she's really got to win this rack to get back on par, to give her a grounding to start again here. I think she's really got to get out. Well, she's gone a long way to get there, because that was a good cut down the rail. Now, don't draw the cue ball into the side pocket. That's the commentator's advice. It doesn't look as if she is drawing it, so watch the left side pocket. In fact, she's well out of that. She was straight enough just to play the kill, so that's fine. So, the recovery has been complete for the time being. But it was a bit dodgy, but she's got there. So 4 apiece. Yeah, aye, that's what you get. You end up to no good. Those longer winter nights don't do you any good. So the 8 ball has gone in the break. Now you could hit this. I suppose you could hit this plain ball and just presume that the cue ball's rolling off the 7, and you're on the 2. A bit like that. The problem is it does that, and you're again stuck to the rail pretty much. And I don't like the angle. I don't like the angle off this 2 ball. So again, if you're potting the 2, you're going that way. In fact, probably further over that way, and coming out. I think you can miss the 9. Oh no, that's that. I think she put a bit of top on that. I think maybe if you potted that and just let it roll out, you might have got away with that. Maybe not. But immediately there's a problem now. As long as she doesn't scratch the side, she should be on the 4. I don't think there's much doubt of that. My lines aren't way out a lot of the time. Come on, Cobra, give me credit, for goodness sake. My lines aren't way out. Sometimes they're way out, and I try and correct them, but I don't get time. But no, a lot of the time my lines are pretty damn good. Some of these people watching will come to my defence, so they will. The commentator's eye's not usually that wrong. And you've got to forget, I'm trying not to move the camera an awful lot. You know, if I was better behind the line of the... Well, that's a terrible shot, though. Oh dear. Well, that is exactly the sort of stuff you need to have completely eliminated from your game. Silly mistakes like that, not getting a 4 to the hole. Because that is a gift and a plate for Bedhead. Well, this again, it just needs to hold up. He's still the wrong side of the 6. But let's be honest. Where's the problem in getting onto this 7? He's just going to leave the big long Bedhead cut. Or the big long Joel cut, as we've now christened it. I'll have another drink. See if I can get the hiccups again. Well, LS3's got to be kicking herself for that. I think this match is already building up a story here. She was 4-2 down, managed to get herself back in par, only to throw it away. And of course, what does Bedhead do? Get a couple of balls, sitting good in the 1, although he's going to have slight trouble ahead here. Well, I say slight trouble, maybe a bit more than that. I think he's going to certainly play the 3-7 combo. I don't think there's much doubt of that. And when he plays that 3-7 combo, and presuming that the 3 is still there or thereabouts, he may well not be. Well, I'm trying to think of. I mean, if he pots the 3 and he's out in the table up here, he can pot the 4 and come into the table and get himself good in the 6 so that he can bump the 8 and 9. Because that 8 does need a bump. So the combo's been played. So he must get onto this 6 where he has an angle to get a bump on that 8, because it ain't going anywhere without a bump. So that's the lifeline that might still be there for LS3 here, because this isn't. It might look simple on paper, but having it come out good is not 100% guaranteed. Got to get the angle on this 6. And he's got an angle to work with. And he may well bump the 9. And if he bumps the 9, he's sending the 8 ball over here into open country, where it'll be well away from the 9. So I think bumping the 9, well, is he trying to play it up the table? Yeah, well, commentators, I said this was tight, and he's certainly going to have to cheat the pocket. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. Well, he had to get pretty much on the money to play that, and he got there. So the bad news for LS3 is it is back to square one. Bedhead now can really apply some pain, because he's going to have a 1-5 combo. There's balls going in, the 2 and 3's gone. The 4's handy, and it's going to be 7-4, and this match is definitely threatening to just run away now. And you can see how fine a margin that has been for LS3. With that mistake in the 4 ball has cost her dear. It's been really big punishment for that mistake. You're a bit late, Slim. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped, I'm afraid. If you saw what happened 2 racks ago, she had a sitter of a 4 ball that she hung over the pocket, and that was her last shot. When it was actually 4 apiece and she had the chance to get in the lead. Really, I think for the first time in the match. And she just threw it all away doing that, and it's cost her a lot here. And it may well still be costing her by the time Bedhead gets into this next rack, so that the lead's now gone to 3. Anyway, welcome Slim. That's a question, Slim. Are you out your bed early tomorrow? Not tomorrow. When is it? When is it? What's his name's playing a Cerro? It's like 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, which would be like 5 AM your time. I won't be home in time, I'll be at work. MC Clarkey is playing a Cerro at 1 PM British summertime, which I think would be, are you maybe 6 hours behind? So you'd be out your bed early Sunday morning if you want to stream that. That's if the PC's still fully functional. Well, LS3 going to rescue 1 rack here at the moment, or recover 1 rack. Well, there's still the chance, and all the time that she's at the table, of course, stating the obvious, the revival can continue as long as this break works for immediately. It's got to work immediately to get into that little bit of rhythm, potting balls and running out. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So this is quite a cut into the side. And when you think about it, unless Bedhead's going to do, well, I think he's got to do something to the cue ball to try and have a shot or get near the 2. And he's trying to kill it, and that is very well played. Dragged all the pace off that. Still had the legs to get that 1 ball in the side. And he's sitting pretty in the 2. That was very well done. Yeah, by the time I get home, I finish at 12:30 on Sunday. And that wouldn't give me time to get home and set things up. So if you can get it, that's all the better. I'll catch what's left of it when I get home. Well, I would assume it'd be a pretty good match between the 2 of them. I would expect it to be. So LS3's revival is short-lived. Dry breaks don't do you any good when you're chasing. No good whatsoever. Just a straight stun into the railing out. One on the side, cue ball's gone, so a chance for LS3. Now this will be quick, but she's got to get really good in this 3 ball. 4 balls hampering in the way here for the 3-9 combo. So through, well, got to get through, bump the 6, that's absolutely stonewall perfect. Can't miss this. And this is a little bonus here for LS3. Get the rack done quick and maybe try something different in the break. Try something different. Move, yeah, move across, do anything that's different. See if you can get a roll of the ball. Oh, that just killed that rat, didn't it? In fact, it wasn't until the other ball ran into that again that it actually opened. And she's got a ball. No shot though. I'm thinking about where to push out here. Well, it doesn't bank, certainly. And if Bedhead can just feather the one, he's going to come across the table. He'd be really lucky to cover this, because that's 6 balls in the way. That's the problem. That's the problem with feathering the edge of the one, is that the 6 ball's in the way where he wants to put the cue ball. He wants to bring the cue ball over here. So he's trying to use the 6, and that is, well, I'll tell you, if LS3's got better eyes than me, she can catch the edge of that one. Problem is the one's not going anywhere, and the cue ball has to get cover, or there's a pot on. But this is just barely an edge. And she's got it, but the 9 ball keeps it there, so now the cue ball has to get cover. And it hasn't. Because that's what Bedhead sees, a nice little angle to get that cut down the rail. But is he going to have a shot in the 2? Because that's not cut and dried that he will. Again, I'm just getting the feeling that I had earlier on, that this is just a critical rack. And Bedhead's not got good shape. This is a glimmer of a hope for LS3 if she can get back to the table. Bedhead's going to do his damnedest to try and prevent that. This obviously does cut, but again, he's still thinking about the cue ball also. Well, it's caught the point. LS3 lives again. And it's another one with the object ball been in the pocket. And she's just chosen to take her medicine and leave it straight now. Now, if you roll straight through past that 8 ball and don't catch any of it, you should be good in the 4. But that angle that's on this 3 in the pot, well, she tried to pinch a bit. She might even knock the 3 in. She hasn't. Yeah, I think she was trying to pinch a bit to try and avoid catching that 8 ball. And that, I'm afraid, is that chance gone. Now we're beginning to run out of racks. Was it on the news or was it on the text? And I'm trying to remember what South American country it was. It's one of the South American countries over on the west coast, where obviously the Andes run up and down the whole continent. And was it Chile? One of those countries on that side. Oh, hang on a minute here. Bedhead's just as a complete breakdown. He is just in a complete breakdown, and there's a gift from the gods for LS3. And they were talking about climate change and everything, and this, whatever country it is, you probably Google and find it. I can't remember what country it is, but it only had about 6 glaciers 5 of them have all gone in the last however many years, and the last one has now been downgraded to an ice field. It's now not big enough to be classed as a glacier. So that country now no longer has any valid glaciers because of climate change. Well, LS3 cannot believe that she was gifted that rat there by Bedhead. He fluffed his shot, set it up in a plate for LS3. She's broke dry again, of course. No joy there. And Bedhead is hampered over the 7 and looking at a cut in the 1-up table. 2 balls wide open if he can keep the cue ball somewhere in the table, but this is tough. Yeah, he's overdone it. But what it does mean is, it's another chance for LS3. Completely out of the blue. It's 8-7. And it should have been 9-6. Oh, how big a mistake could that be for Bedhead now? That could be huge. Maybe climate change. Well, I don't know what the hell it is, but I think it's physics change more than that. Right, so 3 ball. I don't think you want to. I mean, you can't be doing anything more than potting the 3 and cutting the 4 and bumping the 5, really. Oh, you don't want to do that though. You don't want to do that. Oh God, I think she's fine. But she is treading a very, very thin line here. Very fine line. And so probably the heartbeat missed a beat there. Venezuela, it is, Larry, that's correct. So it had about, maybe about 100 years ago, it had six or so glaciers, but just in the last month or 2 or whatever it is, the last one's been downgraded to just an ice field. Oh dear, what's she done here? Yep, she's done it. Got herself hooked in the 6. You know, every rack seems to just stall for LS3. One thing or another happens. But, well, you can call it a bad roll or anything, but it's still self-inflicted damage. You know, it's not Bedhead running racks. Well, Bedhead will give that a thin cut. Welcome to Travis, or Joseph Travis as he's known. And suddenly my chat on my phone has completely gone blank. There's no chat whatsoever. What the hell's happened here? Well, it's amazing, you know. She should have been back in level terms, got herself hooked again, and it's now gone to 2 again. Needing favours from Bedhead like dry brakes, and needing them urgently, like now. Well, there's the first one. And not... Oh no, tell a lie. 2 balls gone. I never even noticed that. 2 balls disappeared. Right, so thin cut and the 1 into the side. Good in the 3. Cut in the 4's good. Unless you want to try and get down lower so that you're potting the 4 and not bumping the 9, although I don't think it will matter a great deal, but the thing is, where the 5 ball's sitting, you've no guarantee you're going to have a great shot in the 5. I think he's got to get himself down low like that. Now that... Oh, he might have... I think he's okay. But the cue ball sees going in the right direction now. It's coming across for this 5. And needs to stay off the rail so he can get at it with the cue stick and he can hold the cue. That's fine. So this will be Bedhead getting to double figures. Again, he's deciding he likes being stuck to the rail, so he's gone and done it again. But he can run through the other side. So, for any latecomers, this match tonight, the winner will play Larry in the next round on the one-loss side. Larry is lying in wait. And Bedhead will be in double figures. Suddenly now it looks very threatening to LS3. 3 racks behind and needing help. That might be some help again for LS3. I don't think anything went this time, but she's not getting a shot. So, well, do you leave the 1 ball there and you just play the push? Well, that could have done with spinning a bit further. Bedhead looking at the combo, is he? Is he trying to get there for the combo? Yeah, if you're wanting a game of snooker called as Pillow, go in and... was that a foul? Go and have a word with Keith, because he's a former virtual world snooker champion. It was a foul. Commentator's eye spotted that one, even though I was half looking at the chat. What is it? Best of 5, and it's a full rack. You'll be there to 1 o'clock in the morning. What time is it now? It's 9 o'clock. You'll be there to at least midnight. Because yeah, it could be a late night for you if you're in it. Right. Anyway, back to the matters in hand. This 3 ball's fairly tight to that rail. And now she's got herself lobbed over the 6 ball, so nothing's getting any easier at all here for LS3. That needs to keep running. Well, oh, she's not hit the 4. Commentator's eye says she's not hit that, but the commentator's eye never saw that she brushed a thin edge of it. That was really thin. In fact, that was one of those VP4 hits where you don't see a hit whatsoever. Like we're having Cowboy, where it doesn't call it a foul, and you don't even think you've hit the ball. That was one of them. And LS3 now, what does she do? Got to take her medicine and just chip back for the 5-9 combo, not try anything more elaborate than that. Oh, aye, she's gone crazy. Yeah, she's gone nuts. That wasn't it. I don't know what the hell that was about. Why didn't she just come back and play the 5-9 combo? That is a very bad choice of shot there, in my opinion. Very poor shot choice. And that's blown a very good opportunity as well, unless she can come up with a recovery shot here. Yeah, well, she can thank herself lucky that she's had a go at it, but no joy. But self-inflicted damage is what you don't want, and that was top drawer, that shot. I think that was bad signs seeing her doing something like that. Big 2-rack swing. I mean, that's the kind of thing she would have done, you know, a couple of years ago and had got rid of all of that stuff. Why she felt compelled to do that rather than just chip the cue ball back 2 or 3 inches and line up the combo. I mean, okay, the combo wasn't a gimme, but if you just bring that cue ball back 5-6 inches, you can get in a reasonable line to it and have a strong chance of making it. But doing what she did, that was a hit and hope every day of the week. Yeah, and that's not any better, I'm afraid. I think she might be packing her cue stick away here. I think the taxi's ordered. The taxi is on order, but again, Bedhead just doesn't want to get the job done. He just doesn't want to put her out of misery. The 3-9 combo's sitting there waiting. And what's LS3 going to do now? I mean, we're doing the big VP4 escape route. This has just gone pear-shaped all over the place here. This has just gone extremely bad in the space of 2 shots. And she's now fluked to 2, landed plumb in the 3. Okay, she's got rid of the 3-9 combo, but got the 3 into the side, and going to have to run the cue ball or kill it right there and hold it and play a bedhead cut in the 4. In fact, you can just put it into the far side of the pocket and hold the cue ball and play the cut. Like that. So now you make sure you're not bumping the 8. You put a wee feather of English either way so that you're not bumping the 8. If you put too much on it, you're interfering with the side pocket here. That's the danger. And she's been caught out with the English. It makes the shot more difficult, of course. Good evening to Mooncake. Yeah, Bedhead. Ducking and diving. Well, that could have finished worse, but does Bedhead try and get down behind the 6 and 9 again, or does he just go all out for the bank? Because the 5's sitting there, he's got to go for the bank. Oh, just caught the point. So again, LS3 has a chance just to stay in the match. Well, looking at the 6, you've got to get onto the rail here and not too far out. That'll do. So you go forward, and again you've got to avoid the 8 ball. That's better. Now, the cue ball wants to go up to the right. So you stop it short of the side pocket, but not on the rail if you can help it. So this is just get the cue ball running and down into the bottom half of the table. Anywhere here you've got a shot in the 9. Watch the side pocket. Well, there's a chance for LS3 to go. That's not going to be any good. Oh goodness me! It died on the edge of the pocket. Used all of the pocket. Cheated it all the way. But is she going to get a break here now and hit a little roll? 5 balls going in the side. Oh, she's going to have a cut in the 1, and they're all there. This is the shot that will make her break it. Getting on this 2. If she pots the 1. Now it's going to sort of no man's land. So you cut it in the side, you're running into stuff here unless you do something. You take it into the corner, you'll get clean air between yourself and the 3 ball. And the commentator's eye, you know, LS3 knows in her mind that that was the right shot to cut that 3 up the table. She knows that's the right shot. Or to cut whatever it was up the table rather than doing what she did. And that's the big sellout. Oh, I think you're a bit premature for that, Slim. I think this is all over. Because she did not play the right shot there. She knew fine well that she was going to run into traffic, cutting that into the side. And the proper shot there to leave everything in the open was to cut it up into the top right hand corner and take collisions out of the equation. So she chose to ride her luck there, and the inevitable happened. You got the scratch. Bedhead's not making his life any easier though. He's stuck to the rail and jacking up to try and stun this in and hold it, and that's not a bad effort either. Yeah, there's whenever your conscience tells you the right shot to play, you've got to have the bottle and be brave to play the right shot. And I don't think LS3 was brave there. I think she was content to go down the stub route and play a shot where she's relying on luck to still have the follow-up shot. And whenever you do that, you're doomed to failure. Okay, you might get away with it once or twice, but most of the time you're going to end up with a disaster. You've got to play the proper shot that was sitting staring you in the face. And, well, anyway, Bedhead on the hill, but he's broke dry. And this time has left LS3 nothing now. This line of balls in the middle of the table is asking to be hidden behind, and LS3 will be in trouble in a minute. I fully expect her to be kicking at this. If my voice will hold out. Well, there you go. Bedhead with a final nail into LS3's coffin. Just looking at how he's going to do it though, because it's not quite join the dots. The 1 ball itself's awkward, and the 2 ball being up the table. He's having a look to see what the 2-9 looks like if he rolls through. Yeah, this is just the 5 ball's a hindrance. Yeah, he's looking at the roll through to get the weight right just so that he can play the 2-9 combo. I presume that's what he's going to do, rather than try to be elaborate and somehow get good somewhere else in the 2 ball. He might as well get the thing over with. And I'm expecting this to go in. Well, I think the motivation would have been there for LS3 really if she had a bit of a favour. Well, that's a terrible combo. That is a terrible effort in that combo from Bedhead. I mean, he was trying to baby it into the pocket. He should have just played the stun. You know, get it moving rather than nursemaiding the thing. Now again, LS3 not really thinking there a great deal about where that cue ball was going. And she's actually again lucky that she's been able to see the 3. Yeah, that's just one too many. It would have to have been the 4-5 combo, and it still might be for Bedhead, because in fact I don't even know that he'll be able to do that. In fact, it's got to be the bank. This isn't a cut. This has got to be the bank, and it might end up in a 4-7 combo first of all, if he's not hooked behind the 6, which he is. So LS3 is still alive for the time being. Yeah. And Bedhead's done her a huge favour there, bumping the 5, opening everything up and saying help yourself. I can't make it any easier for you, LS3 Bedhead, saying I duffed up the 9 ball combo. How much more do you want from me to get this rack put away? That's what Bedhead's more or less saying. I can't make it any easier for you other than hang the 9 over the pocket for you. So once again, big open space on the left hand side. You don't put the cue ball on top of the 9. Well, it won't take LS3 to double figures, but this next rack could. And that just might give her a bit more encouragement if she can get a favour with this break, because it's not really done her anything at all. It's the same old story for a lot of players, just cannot get the break and getting into gear. It just ain't happening. Probably end up getting a couple of balls and no shot. That's even more annoying. But why not just be a plain and simple dry break? But at least this time she's not left Bedhead a shot, I don't think. Yeah, but when you look at the table, you've got to think it's a 1 ball rack. Get the 1 ball. 2 ball in the middle of the table. 3 balls a wee bit fiddly though. I mean, that'll even go into the side pocket, but it's still a wee bit awkward. So the push out has been given back to Bedhead. And this 1 ball might be heading towards that 3 ball in a minute here, depending on how he hits this. Well, he's actually hit it full in the backside. Well, that's unfortunate. So, it's unfortunate for Bedhead, and it's a chance for LS3. Now, again, this is just awkward straight off the bat, because you've got to either run around the corner and out, and if that goes above the 2, that'll do. clean shot in the 2, and then again it's a case of taking your medicine. You pot the 2, let the cue ball roll to the rail. If you roll down to here, you've still got a cut in the 3. You've nothing to do to go on the 4. So you do the simple thing. Just let it roll through, but you don't roll through as far as that. Well away from the 5. That was a lot further than I would have rolled, I'll tell you. But it does open up the angle and makes the pot easier. Right, so far so good. This isn't good though, because again, just got to nip this in and go to the rail and out so that you've got a fairly straight 5. Right, we'll give her that. And with this, it's straight through to the rail and out, rather than nursemaid in the 5. And you want to get out, and if anything, get higher in the 6. Not square on it, if you can help. Well, that's fairly square, but it's a nice angle. Now the decision has to be made. That 7 ball is way too tight past the 8. And unless you're sitting right there in that 78 potting it down the right side, and that's perfect. So now, again, you know the shot in order to take the 9 ball out of the equation here, LS3. Yeah, just a wee tiny feather right so that this cue ball's checking on the right line when it comes off that rail. It stays well away from the 9. Right. Comfortable roll in off the jaw, the far jaw. And now it's double figures. This is the time you want things to all happen in your favour. And the cue ball's trying to go south, and it hasn't. The brake's dry, but once again, LS3 has left nothing on for Bedhead. Well, there's balls to hide behind here, isn't there? Look at the table. Somebody will be in trouble in a minute or two, whoever gets control with this 1 ball, because the 2 ball's dead. It's not going anywhere right now. So somebody's going to be in trouble within the next 4 or 5 shots, probably. This match has been on for an hour and 25 minutes. And Bedhead's thinking about what he's coming up with for a push out here. And he's given it a fair bit of thought. Now if he goes up top with a push out, I mean, yeah, and he's staying well away from that, but once again, LS3 could play a shot here that's very dangerous. I don't think she'll pot the 3, but if she thins the 1 and runs up top, she could bump in behind the 7 and 9. Yeah, she's bumped to 3, and she's very good, and that's worked out very nice. The only thing that would have went wrong there is if the 3 went in, but the way the 3 was sitting, if you got inside the 3 was never going to go in the pocket, and got good cover behind the 9 and 7. And of course the table is still ugly. So with ball in hand, now you could play the 1. If you play the 1 to go directly into that 4 and 2, you're probably far better just getting down below and punching the 2 up the table and locking the cue ball rather than trying to do anything heroic here. That's got to go lower than that though. It's got to go low. It's got to be down here. This is no good. It's no good for making it an easy safe in terms of stalling that cue ball. But the bump in the 6 has done it. But the problem is that you've got to get really tight in a ball. This is a fairly easy kick for Bedhead. You know, it's not really And of course, with the 7 and 9 still been tied up, he can probably get away with this. Well, he's missed it. Missed it completely. Well, now might be the time to do something crazy. I think now might be the time. Do you pot the 2 and bump the 9 and 7 and hope you've got a shot in the 3, or do you pot the 2, go down to the 3, pot the 3 and bump the 9 and 7 then and hope you've still got a cut in the 4? What do you do? How do you... Well, she's made the decision. She's chose to do it now and everything's good. Spin out into the table onto the 4. Now again, how far you go on this 4 is going to determine how easy it is to be comfortable in the 5. And that might be okay if she could just draw off it. I think she might be fine here. If she just draw past the back end of that 5. Oh, she hasn't hit it. She has not hit it. Got to get into the cue ball, LS3. Oh dear. That's a poor one at a vital time. And got to find a cover. And this looks pretty good. That's very well played. But I don't know that there's enough room past that 7. Oh, hang on a minute. There might be. I think he can get to the jaw. Look at that. But look at where the 6 has gone. And this is right on the brink for LS3. Everything's out with her control at the moment. And Bedhead trying to return the favour here, as thin as he dares, and trying to get up the table. The 9 will certainly stop him from scratching. Oh dear. Well, that's a complete disaster, that. And, well, LS3, you know, that shot there from Bedhead is a bad sign. It's a good sign if you're LS3, but that is really a terrible shot he's just played there. And I hope she's come down and had a look at that 6. Now this cue ball wants to run up towards the 9, and she's making sure that she's coming back into the open. That's well played. That could have bumped to 8 and it ended up in a disaster there. But, you know, you'll take what you get when you're just hanging on for grim life here. Well, he certainly could. Of course he could. LS3 just needs to take this out and get a good break, and we're right down to the wire. I mean, I think she could have lost heart for a couple of shots, a few racks back with the silly shots that she played, but Bedhead's just kept her alive in this one way or another. And there's that pattern with the balls, the 3 balls going in, the 5 balls going in. She's going to have a, well, I think, does she push out here or does she play the cut in the 1, because this is really tough. That 2 ball, somebody convinced me that 2 ball goes. I think it only goes to the side. I don't think it goes past the 9. In fact, I don't think it goes. I think it goes in the side. It does, because it's the other side of the 9 ball, if you know what I mean. Or at least it looks like it. But to convince me that goes in the corner, see, it looks as if it's this side of the 9. Do you know what I mean? It might go either way. I can't tell. I'm zoomed right in on it, and I cannot tell. But that's not the problem. The problem's the 1 ball. And Bedhead's going to have the same problem, even though he's got the pot in the 1. But he might pot this and stun across and take it for granted that the 2 goes. Because he can play it. He's got the angle to do it. In fact, if he gets into it too well, he may well bump that 4 and it could end up ugly here. It might not necessarily be on. Well, we'll see. In fact, it wasn't, so he's rolled out. Well, we're about to find out. Either Bedhead thinks it goes, or he's going to nail the cue ball and put LS3 in trouble. He'll either think it goes, or I don't think it does, to be honest with you. And I don't think he's playing it. I think he's just pushing this up the table. Yeah. And that. Oh, wait a minute though. Wait a minute though. He doesn't want that. Oh, I thought he'd potted it. Well, LS3's got to kick. Up and down. Again, she's hanging on by her, well, not even her fingernails now, just stumps. She's hanging on by. Now, if that 2 ball had got in, obviously Bedhead would have had to kick the 4. Got to get the line right in this, and not a great deal of margin of error in this because it's tight in the pocket, this 2 ball. Oh, that's short. That's way, way short. Well, there's not much to say for now. Got to get the good angle. Well, even if you not get the good angle on the 4, if you get an angle this side or that side, you can go behind the 7 for it in the side. If you're good this side, you can stun it in and hold for the 7. Yeah, she's had that baby on board for a little while. Well, I think unless she's told somebody that she is, we're all assuming that she's with child. Well, this is a funny match, I'll tell you. It's funny that Bedhead he seems to have lost his way for the past 3/4 of an hour for some reason. And LS3's been in it and out it, and more out it than in it, and then finally out at the last, well, not quite the last shot, but so Larry now knows who his next opponent is. Bedhead goes through by 13 racks to 11. Strange match, strange sequence of events for the last few racks there, so it was. Especially prior to Bedhead really allowing LS3 to stay in it all the time. And LS3 with those sort of crazy shots she played, couple of crazy shots for no apparent reason whatsoever. I think she thought, let's get this over with, and for some reason the match wouldn't finish. Bedhead just wasn't leading it on and getting it done. And you look at the opportunities she had there. Very strange. Right, anyway, it looks like there's a Friday night 9-ball final on. I'm assuming it is. Let me just get that bracket up. So, like I said, she now, not LS3, Bedhead now plays Larry in that next round. We'll jump in here. This match might be over by the time we get in. Yep, the final is going at the moment. Let's jump in. And we'll see. Oh, Spectre Dawn is off and running. Oh no, he's not. I thought that was 3-0. It's Larry in the hill at 8-3. The eyes have gone. I'm ready for bed. And provided Larry gets his act together and gets this done, I'm going to get to bed. And it's going to be short of 10 o'clock. Well, Spectre Dawn for certain won't be doing a great deal unless he gets a bump. He certainly won't be able to do much with that. Trying to duck behind the 8, and that's pretty good. Again, it's an easy hit and might even go in. So before everybody runs away at the end of this match, Yeah, well, Larry had a good go at that there. We'll have a look at that schedule. We have 2 matches tomorrow. I'd be surprised if that's changed, but we've got 2 matches, not tomorrow, Sunday. We've got a match between MC Clarkey and the one loss side against Acero. MC Clarkey from the UK, from England, and Acero from Japan. And that goes ahead at 1 PM British summertime, which is what is that? Is that 8 AM Eastern, 5 AM Pacific? And then later on Sunday evening, we've got the big match between Cobra and Spectre Dawn to see who's going to end up in the hot seat match with Albinario. And I'll be there for that on Sunday evening at 7 PM British summertime. That's 2 PM Eastern, 11 AM Pacific. And meanwhile, Spectre Dawn survives. Oh, I think that was dry, was it? Yep. Now Larry, well, he's got a straightforward start here. Simple enough 1. He'll be on the 2. Problem with the 4 ball. That all depends on where he lands up on the 3. He's good in the 3, he can come back for the 4. He's not good in the 3, then he's got manoeuvring to do with the cue ball. What angles he left on this too. Now, it looks as if he's, I don't know what he's doing here. Well, that wasn't part of the plan. Don't tell me this is going to go the way I think it might be going. Larry's going to get himself to the hill and then stall. Do everything he can to take this match well into the night and kill my sleepy time. You're home alone, Macaulay Cobra. Watch the cue ball. Well, there you go, Larry. Handed to him in a plate, a 3-9 combo. How about that? He's not going to try and run out, is he? What the hell's he doing? Is that 9 ball frozen? Let's have a look. Maybe it is. Yes, it is. It's nailed to the rail. Well, he's still going to have to pot it regardless. Now, it might have been better to have a go at with the 3-9 combo. So, I suppose the other issue he has is clearly going from the 7 to the 8. He wants to be able to roll this 8 in so that he's rolling right onto the rail for this 9. And that's not necessarily guaranteed. And where he is in the 6 ball, got to get through far enough so he can get decently up the table. He's got the angle. And he's now got to leave himself high on this 8. He can't let this overrun down here. He can't do that. He's got to leave himself up into the table here. And that's perfect. Well, it's actually too perfect because he's too straight. He wanted an angle where he could just go at the short rail and duck in behind. Right, so this for the match has to be flush. And he should be getting it anyway. And there we go. Well, it's all over. Larry is the Friday Night 9 Ball champion. Right, going back to that match, let's just have an update. Or going back to the schedule, there we go. We've got MC Clarkey Acero on Sunday at 1 PM British summertime. And then we've got the big match with Cobra and Spectre Dawn on Sunday evening at 7. So I hope you can join us for that. And if you're around on Sunday afternoon, you can check out the MC Clarkey match with Acero. Slim says he'll be around, so it'll be on One Pocket Slim's Twitch channel. If you're not already a subscriber, go and do it now, and you can catch up with that match. Then I'll be at home and I'll join in and watch the stream as soon as I get home. And with that, folks, I was going to say well done to Bedhead, but I don't think he would really accept it as that, because I don't think much of it was well done. It was a pretty weird match, but he sort of fell over the line at the end of it. It was strange. Like neither of them really wanted to win it. Certainly Bedhead looked that he looked less likely that he wanted to win it than LS3 did. But anyway, he's there, and he's now up against Larry next round. So with that, I'm off to bed. So I'm bidding you all a good night. I'll hopefully see you Sunday evening. So until we meet then, take care and see you later, folks. Good night.